At first glance, they look like long-lost twins sharing the same suit of armor. Both boast a segmented tail, a pair of formidable claws, and a majestic set of antennae that dance through the water. If you saw them side by side in a sketch, you might simply think one was a miniature version of the other, a fierce warrior and its younger apprentice. They both belong to the same Decapod family, moving with a cautious elegance across the muddy or rocky floors of their worlds. But here is the twist. Despite their striking resemblance, they live in entirely different universes. One is a creature of the vast, salty oceans, while the other is a king of the quiet, inland freshwater streams. They are not the same animal at all. They are distant cousins, separated by salt, scale, and a million years of evolution. So, why is there such a difference? When you go to a restaurant and order shrimp, what are you actually eating? Today, join me as we explore the story behind these two brothers who look alike but are actually different.
I am Edward, and this is QC Project Simple Things.
To understand why these two look like carbon copies of each other, we have to look back at a master plan designed by nature millions of years ago. Both lobster and crawfish belong to the order Decapoda, a word that literally means 10-footed. Evolution gifted them both with a heavy exoskeleton, a biological suit of armor made of chitin, to shield their soft interiors from the dangers of the underwater world. Their shared anatomy isn't a coincidence, it's a highly efficient survival kit. The powerful fan-like tail is their emergency exit, allowing them to snap backward in a split second to escape predators. Meanwhile, those iconic claws aren't just for show. They are sophisticated tools for hunting, scavenging, and defending territory, whether that territory is a coral reef or a muddy riverbank. This phenomenon is what scientists call convergent evolution or shared ancestry. Even though they drifted apart to inhabit different waters, they kept the same blueprint because it simply works. Their long antennae serve as high-tech sensors, constantly scanning the dark, murky depths for chemical signals of food or danger. From the way they molt their shells to grow to the way they carry their eggs, the resemblance is a testament to a design so successful that nature saw no reason to change it. They are like two different brands of rugged off-road vehicles, designed for different terrains, but built with the same sturdy frame and powerful wheels to conquer the wild. If you want to find the true soul of these two creatures, you have to look at the water they breathe. This is where the family tree officially splits into two vastly different empires. Imagine the lobster as a cosmopolitan traveler of the high seas. Most of the prized lobsters we enjoy, like the American lobster, call the cold, salty depths of the Atlantic Ocean their home. They are creatures of the abyss, hiding in the rocky crevices of the ocean floor, sometimes hundreds of feet below the surface. To survive here, their bodies have mastered the art of processing salt. The ocean is vast, stable, and ancient, and the lobster has evolved to become a sturdy, long-lived guardian of these salty kingdoms, sometimes reaching ages that span decades. Now, turn your gaze away from the horizon and look toward the muddy banks of a winding river or a quiet marsh. This is the domain of the crawfish. While their cousins were conquering the tides, crawfish chose the intimate, ever-changing world of freshwater. You can find them in streams, ponds, and even flooded rice paddies from Louisiana to the Mekong Delta. Unlike the stable ocean, freshwater environments can be unpredictable. Water levels rise and fall, and oxygen can become scarce. Because of this, crawfish have become the ultimate survivalists. Some species are famous chimney builders, digging deep burrows into the moist earth to stay cool and damp when the surface water disappears. They don't need the vastness of the Atlantic. A cozy, muddy hole in a local creek is more than enough for them to thrive. This environmental divide dictates everything about their biological destiny. Because saltwater provides a more mineral-rich and consistent habitat, lobsters can grow to massive sizes, weighing up to 40 pounds in extreme cases. In contrast, the resource-limited world of freshwater keeps the crawfish small and agile, usually measuring just a few inches. One thrives in the crushing pressure of the deep blue, while the other masters the rhythm of the rain and the mud. But besides size, are there any other features to help us distinguish between these two species? While size is the most obvious hint, with lobsters being the giants and crawfish the miniatures, the true secrets lie in the subtle geometry of their bodies. If you look closely at their armor, a lobster's shell is typically smoother and more substantial, designed to withstand the crushing weight of the deep ocean. In contrast, many species of crawfish have a more rugged, bumpy texture on their claws and carapace, an adaptation for life in murky, debris-filled riverbeds. It is as if one was polished by the rhythmic tides of the sea, while the other was textured by the grit of the river. The most fascinating clue, however, is found in their formidable claws. In the world of the true lobster, there is a beautiful asymmetry. They possess two distinct types of claws. One massive crusher claw for breaking shells, and one sharper pincer, or ripper claw for tearing food. It's a specialized toolkit for a professional predator. Crawfish, on the other hand, usually sport a pair of claws that are more symmetrical and proportional to their body size. Their claws are like Swiss Army knives, versatile and balanced, perfect for a creature that must be ready for anything in a narrow stream. Even the way they carry themselves is different. A lobster's claws are heavy and majestic, while a crawfish often raises its smaller pincers in a feisty defensive stance that far exceeds its tiny stature. Finally, notice the color palette of their lives. A live lobster often displays a complex mosaic of mottled brown, navy blue, or even deep purple to blend in with the dark ocean floor. Crawfish, depending on their environment, often lean toward sandy tans, muddy greens, or the vibrant, fiery reds seen in the famous red swamp crawfish. One is painted with the cool tones of the abyss, the other with the earthy colors of the riverbank. By paying attention to these small details, the texture of the shell, the symmetry of the claws, and the depth of the color, you aren't just looking at seafood anymore. You are reading a biological map of where they've been. When these two finally reach your plate, the mystery shifts from anatomy to the palate. This is where their environment truly speaks through their meat. A lobster's flavor is often described as the gold standard of the ocean. Because it grows slowly in cold, high-pressure saltwater, its meat is incredibly dense, succulent, and carries a natural, clean sweetness. When you take a bite, there is a distinct snap to the texture, followed by a rich, buttery finish that lingers. It is a sophisticated taste that doesn't need much. Just a touch of melted butter is enough to highlight its regal, oceanic profile. The crawfish, however, offers an entirely different sensory journey. Its meat is more tender and delicate, often described as a cross between a shrimp and a crab, but with a unique twist. Because it lives in freshwater mud and silt, the crawfish carries a subtle, earthy undertone, a wild flavor that acts as a perfect canvas for bold seasonings. This is why you'll rarely find it served plain. It thrives in the company of cayenne, garlic, and heavy spices. While the lobster is a solo performer in a grand hall, the crawfish is the soul of a vibrant street festival, absorbing the flavors of the pot and turning every bite into a savory, spicy celebration of the river. Beyond the first taste, the true dialogue between you and these crustaceans happens through texture. A lobster's meat is a masterpiece of structural density. Because it must navigate the immense pressure of the deep sea, its muscle fibers are tightly woven and robust. Each chunk of tail meat is thick and steak-like, holding its shape even under heavy sauces. It is the texture of strength and slow growth in the cold abyss. In contrast, the crawfish offers a softer, more fleeting embrace. Its meat is remarkably tender, almost silken, with a flaky quality that reminds one of a very fine crab. Because their freshwater world is less demanding on their physical structure, their fibers are delicate and thin. A crawfish tail is a tiny treasure, sweet, soft, and quick to dissolve on the tongue. However, this delicacy comes with a warning. While the lobster is resilient, the crawfish is sensitive. A few extra minutes in the pot can turn its silk into a mushy texture, making the timing of a boil an art form in itself. Hidden beneath those rigid suits of armor lies a nutritional goldmine that many often overlook. Nature has packed these wonders with high-quality protein while keeping them remarkably lean. The lobster, a champion of the cold sea, is a powerhouse of omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for heart health and brain function. It is also surprisingly rich in selenium and vitamin B12, acting like a natural energy boost from the deep. Eating lobster isn't just an indulgence for the senses. It's a fuel that supports your body's most vital systems with every succulent bite. The crawfish, though smaller, holds its own in the world of nutrition. Because it thrives in freshwater environments, it offers a dense concentration of minerals like phosphorus, magnesium, and zinc, which are crucial for bone strength and a resilient immune system. What makes the crawfish truly special is its high content of copper, a mineral that helps the body produce red blood cells and maintain healthy nerves. However, every treasure from the water comes with its own set of warnings. As wonderful as they are, both creatures can pose hidden risks if we aren't careful. The most common concern is shellfish allergies, which can be severe and life-threatening for some. Even if you aren't allergic, these bottom dwellers can sometimes act as sponges for their environment. Lobsters, especially older and larger ones, may accumulate mercury or heavy metals from the ocean floor. Meanwhile, because crawfish live in freshwater mud, they are more susceptible to parasites like lung flukes if they aren't cooked thoroughly. It is a reminder that nature requires respect and proper preparation to be enjoyed safely. Furthermore, the way we enjoy them often adds an invisible burden to our health. In the world of dining, we often drown the lobster's lean protein in melted butter or dip the crawfish into spicy, salt-heavy boils. For those watching their cholesterol or blood pressure, these additions can turn a healthy meal into a heart-straining indulgence. There is also the tamale, the green liver found inside both creatures, which can store toxins like red-tide algae. While it is considered a delicacy by some, experts advise moderation. Ultimately, the secret to enjoying these gifts from the deep is balance, knowing where they came from, cooking them with care, and savoring them with a mindful heart. And now, let's move on to what for many is the most important factor, the bill. The price gap between these two is a reflection of the labor and geography required to bring them to your table. The lobster remains the undisputed king of luxury, with prices typically ranging from $30 to $60 per pound at restaurants, reflecting the grueling labor of deep-sea fishing and complex logistics. When you order lobster, you are paying for the vastness and difficulty of the ocean. In contrast, the crawfish is the champion of the people. Often farmed in abundance in shallow ponds, they are far more affordable, at only about $5 to $10 per pound during peak season. Because of this, you can buy them by the bucketful. While the lobster is a rare jewel for grand occasions, the crawfish is a bountiful harvest meant for shared joy. Beyond the plate, these two creatures anchor very different cultural traditions. The lobster has long been the symbol of high society elegance and coastal prestige. From the grand seaside resorts of New England to the fine dining halls of Europe, it represents a moment of celebration. A quiet, sophisticated indulgence marked by white linens and silver crackers. It is the star of the special occasion. For its part, crawfish is the centerpiece of a vibrant communal spirit. In places like Louisiana or Vietnam, it is the soul of boil parties. Lively, joyful gatherings with tables covered in newspaper, where friends peel shells together for hours on end. Even though they hold different positions, with one representing formality at galas and the other inviting laughter at backyard parties, ultimately, both have shaped the way we enjoy life. Now, I want to give you the 10-second rule to become an expert on these shrimp species, so you can know which individuals have the most delicious meat. First, observe their movement. For both species, liveliness is the golden rule of freshness. If they are in a tank, look for those that are active and aggressive, knowing how to raise their claws in self-defense when someone approaches. A lobster or crawfish that looks sluggish or has a drooping tail is usually stressed or about to weaken. The more vigorous they are underwater, the juicier and firmer their meat will be on your plate. Next, focus on the integrity of the shell and the weight. Pick them up, or ask the seller to let you examine them closely. A quality lobster or crawfish should feel heavy for its size, a sign that the inside of the shell is full of meat rather than just water. Check the shell carefully. It must be sturdy and free of cracks or strange dark spots, except for natural mottling. For crawfish, ensure the shells are bright in colour and the pairs of antennae are intact, which proves they have not been overcrowded or handled roughly. A solid, pristine suit of armour is the best container for the delicate flavours hidden inside, helping to protect the sweetness from external factors. Finally, check the snap of the tail. If the creature is already cooked, its tail must be curled tightly against the body. A straight and limp tail after cooking is a danger sign, implying that the animal was already dead before being put into the pot. A tight curl means the muscles were still strong, and the creature was completely fresh at the time of preparation. With this 10-second rule, you have mastered the art of selection, ensuring every bite is a tribute to the oceans and rivers they once called home. So, after exploring their worlds from the deep blue abyss to the muddy riverbanks, we return to the ultimate question: which one is better? The truth is, better is not a scientific measurement, but a reflection of the moment you are in. If you are seeking a moment of quiet elegance, perhaps a candle-lit dinner where the focus is on the pure, buttery snap of a majestic tail, then the lobster is your undisputed champion. However, if your heart craves energy, connection, and the thrill of the hunt, the crawfish wins every time. It isn't just a meal, it's an invitation to a celebration. In the end, nature didn't create one to replace the other. The better choice is simply the one that feeds your soul as much as it feeds your hunger.
I am Edward, and this is QC Project Simple Things. Thanks for watching.
If you enjoyed this storytelling journey and want to discover more hidden wonders in the simple things around us, please don't forget to like this post and subscribe to our channel. Your support is the fuel that keeps these stories alive. Until next time, stay curious and savor every bite.